In this video, I want to take you guys through some updates on various PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games. We have a gorgeous hand-drawn 2D platformer in Eterna Noctis. We'll go over that. Final Fantasy XIV's PlayStation 5 launch has been detailed. Guilty Gear Strive has gotten a new trailer, and we have a brand new VR multiplayer shooter coming tomorrow. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But first of all, the gorgeous hand-drawn 2D platformer Eterna Noctis releases this December. They did put up a blog post over on the PlayStation blog. I highly recommend you check this out because if you're a fan of 2D action platformers, I feel like this is going to be right up your alley. Visually, it looks stunning, and I do want to take a look at a few excerpts out of the blog post done by Sergio Fernandez, media manager over at Eternium Game Studios. Noting the game is built around key pillars that'll be familiar to any fans of the genre: challenging platform puzzles and frantic combat. Playing the King of Darkness, you must put your skills such as teleportation and dashing to the test to unlock all the world's secrets and discover its many alternative routes. You can improve your abilities through a huge skill tree, choosing between 3 different paths: ranged, melee, and magic, allowing you to personalize your playstyle and use 6 unique weapons and powerful skills. So a variety of different ways to actually tackle the game. The game itself will also feature 16 large and visually distinct areas populated with over 100 different enemies across them, a roster of fantasy creatures, monsters, and warriors that will put reflexes to the test. Then there are 20 legendary bosses, each of which promise a true challenge. You can get a glimpse in the new trailer if you do want to check that out yourself. Throughout the game, there will also be NPCs who are pocketed throughout the areas who will unlock secondary missions. Not only are those quests designed to test you, but they've been designed to add to the game's lore, enriching the story of the King of Darkness' journey to regain the power of Eternia. Even if you focus solely on the main adventure, you're looking at around 20 hours of playtime backed by a haunting 46-track score. They have some art posted as well, and again, visually the game looks really good. It's going for that hand-drawn look, a very different kind of look, and I think it's going to be something right up the alley of those of you that do like your 2D action platformers. Definitely something right up my alley. And the game will be coming to PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 this December. Okay, moving on from that, Final Fantasy XIV has gotten its Endwalker trailer that I've been absolutely gushing about. If you haven't seen it yet, again, I'm going to say it every time I talk about FF14 for the foreseeable future. Pause this video, go look up the Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker trailer, and report back in the comments section below. But the PlayStation 5 version of Final Fantasy XIV will begin official service alongside the launch on patch 5.55 on May 25th, Square Enix has officially announced. The upgrades for FF14 on PlayStation 5 feature faster load times, 4K resolution support, high-resolution user interface, DualSense wireless controller haptic feedback support, new trophies, and 3D audio support. It is currently in open beta, so you can check it out right now. Patch 5.5, on the other hand, introduces the second part of the Death Unto Dawn main scenario, updates for Save the Queen questline and the Yorha Dark Apocalypse epilogue quest, and a reward for collecting all triple triad cards. It should be noted, if you never checked out Final Fantasy XIV and you want to see what all the fuss is about, there is a free trial available that literally gives you all the content from A Realm Reborn and Heaven's War. That is a significant amount of content that will keep you busy for a long time, and it's free to download. You can try it out for free, and if you have a PlayStation 5, you'll enjoy all of the performance upgrades as well. And everything about the PlayStation 5 version, man, it was okay on PS4. Like, I played FF14 on the goddamn PS3, and yes, the PS3 version was not the best. The PlayStation 4 version was pretty decent, and now the PlayStation 5 version is really bringing it up to par with high-quality PCs. I know that there's always going to be a little bit of a stigma of playing an MMO with a controller. I think FF14 works decent enough, and if you're not the kind of person that has been accustomed to playing MMOs with a keyboard and mouse all your life, the transition's going to be a lot easier. Like, I'm not a gigantic MMO guy. Don't get me wrong, I've played them quite a bit, but it's not like I have friends that have played MMOs all their life, and that's all they play, and for them to transition into a controller, it's gonna be impossible. For me to play FF14 with a controller, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I would prefer keyboard and mouse, but a controller's fine to me. But again, if you've been playing MMOs all your life, I can understand why the transition is pretty much impossible. But nevertheless, I would highly recommend you to check it out for yourself. And by the way, Final Fantasy XIV, don't get it twisted of it just being a grindy MMO where you just get weapons and items and there's no narrative attached to it. Final Fantasy XIV has one of the best narratives across any MMO. It has a legitimately great story, and Shadowbringers really brings the story into a high point, and now we have Endwalker coming out, and that's going to be probably a very narrative-driven experience. So I know MMOs sometimes have this stigma where it's just content and content, you do your raids and there's no story attached to it, but yes, with FF14 there's absolutely a story attached to it. And usually with the majority of MMOs they try to add a good bit of lore, but FF14 is really story focused, and a lot of people will say FF14 has a better narrative than a lot of the Final Fantasy mainline titles. So take that for what you will. I'm trying to sell you guys on it. I had a great time with FF14, and I'm probably going to jump back into it here soon before the release of Endwalker in November. Okay, moving on from that, Guilty Gear Strive has gotten a story trailer. Full English voice cast has also been announced. So Guilty Gear is a game that has a little bit of a story attached to it, so I would recommend you to check out that story. The story trailer itself is great. I love the art style to the game. Like, the Guilty Gear games always have a great art style. I think Strive also brings this to a high point, and the gameplay to the game has been great. Again, Guilty Gear is one of those fighting game franchises that I'm a bit nostalgic with. I like, you know, Guilty Gear, BlazBlue, those are like my types of fighting games, and this is definitely something I'm going to check out when it does drop later in June. Just adding to the pile of big titles coming in June. Honestly, people are gonna finna go broke in June, but hey, it is what it is. We've been asking for a lot of great games to drop, and June is definitely gonna bring that with this and a bunch of the other games that are coming. Check out the story trailer when you have the chance. Lastly, for those of you guys with PlayStation VR, I do want to note that the fast-paced multiplayer shooter in Solaris Off-World Combat is coming to PlayStation VR tomorrow. So PSVR has been quietly building this roster of games over the last few years, and this is another one that looks to be adding to the library. This one also has a blog post over on the PlayStation blog, and it notes Solaris Off-World Combat immerses you in a future where esports and televised teams have evolved into playing on virtual holofields. You are an Athlon, part of an elite team of 4 working to achieve legendary status in the fastest game around. The rules are simple. Take the control point and hold it to score. The team that reaches the score limit or has the most points before the 5-minute round is over will be crowned the winner. The control point moves every 30 seconds, so you'll always be on the move, which means you'll need to watch out for plasma pits, proximity mines, and most importantly, enemy laser of fire. So another multiplayer, fast-paced title coming to VR. Now, if you don't have a PlayStation VR headset, at this point, I wouldn't get one just because the newer headset is going to be out next year, and honestly, it looks to be way better than the current headset, and the current headset is just, you know, to me, it's a headache to set up. That's why I haven't been playing a lot of PSVR titles. It's just, with how my room is configured, it makes it a little bit hard to do, but that's why I'm excited for the new headset that's going to be a single cord connection. Ideally, would have liked it to be completely wireless, but hey, maybe in Gen 3, we'll be getting that with PSVR, but hey, Solaris Off-World Combat is out tomorrow, and that's going to wrap up this one. Again, a lot of cool notes. Eterna Noctis, definitely a game you want to keep on your radar. FF14 for PS5 launches May 25th. Check out that free trial available to everyone on the PlayStation Store. Gives you all the content to Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward. That's a ton of content, a ton of cool stuff as a part of that. So check that out. Guilty Gear Strive has gotten a story trailer, and Solaris Off-World Combat comes to PSVR tomorrow. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.